G'day all, David here again. Susie's dragooned me into a few more of these this week because I work in a bigger workplace than she does. Her workplace actually is an office that mostly is just her in it, although there's a number of us on the Metaneo team. I work at Griffith Uni. None of these views represent those of my employers. I should also just note that there's some lovely rain on the roof. Hopefully that's just providing a nice ambiance for the chat rather than making it difficult to hear. So I think the issue today, we're working this week or talking this week about loving others. So all the people that we encounter, the people that we encounter in our workplace, but also just in life and living. And I think I talked the other day about just being considerate, being courteous, treating other people's time as being as important as our own, and so on. Just figuring out ways to make sure that we don't hold people up. So, you know, in everyday life, there's being courteous in a queue, or, you know, getting our money out before we get to the checkout of the shop rather than fluffing around with it once we get there, making our decisions early, doing those kind of things just to consider other people's time and convenience equally important to our own, getting out of the way of the petrol pump as quickly as we can, all that kind of thing. A couple of examples that I thought of in relation to the office is meetings. Meetings can be the bane of our lives, and one way to make them less so is to actually just kind of do the mental maths. If I've got 20 people in the meeting for an hour, that's 20 person hours, we would have said man hours in the olden days, of work time that's going to be consumed by that. Will we actually get more done by getting those people in a room for that 1 hour than we would have had having them all working at their own work for that 1 hour, 20 times as much? So thinking about, do we really need this meeting? Can we cancel it and do it with one email, or can we cancel it and do it with a quick video or various other media? Is the meeting just being called for the sake of it because it happens every week or whatever? Or can we actually make it productive enough to even justify its existence? I think the same kind of applies with email. If you're replying all to a big list, clearly only do it if it's interesting to everyone on that list. Taking yourself out of the big discussion for more detailed discussion with members and so on. It's, again, literally just thinking about, would I like to be receiving this volume of email that's not particularly directly connected to me? The same kind of applies in meetings. If there's a subgroup, if there's 5 people out of the 20 who have a particular interest, but it's of no interest to the rest of the 20, dismiss the other 15 and then have a sub-meeting with the 5, just to consider everyone's time. So it really is just kind of applied courtesy and consideration in every walk of life. And it just works better. It's that karma of what goes around comes around. If you treat people with courtesy and respect their expertise. The crows have decided to join in as well. Respect their expertise, respect their knowledge, draw on that rather than pretending that you can tell them everything or condescending. And as I say, making sure that you are showing appropriate courtesy and respect to everyone you come in contact with, no matter what their social status or wealth or any other characteristic of the person has relative to you. So I hope that's useful. Hopefully what you're feeling is that sort of empathic feeling of going, well, I know that I hate it when a meeting is long and boring and tedious and entirely pointless for me. I hate it when I get a multiple trail of emails that I've been copied into that are of no relevance to me. And I'm sure, you know, those 2 examples are just examples. There are lots of other ways in which sometimes we feel that our time's not respected. So it's just empathy. We hate it when it happens to us. No doubt others hate it when it happens to them. So let's try not to be the perpetrators. Thanks very much. See ya.